Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Race Face TV. My name is Rod Wortham. I'm going to be your host this evening. And I've got my special co-host who's back with me, Mr. Tom Baker. They're up in Mooresville, North Carolina, and Tom has in studio 18-year-old ARCA winner, Zane Smith. What's up, guys?
How you doing, Rod?
How you doing? Thank you.
So, Zane, I mean, you just came off a monster win at Nashville. What was it like? I know it was been a kind of a long time coming, and you had a great Daytona, no doubt about that. I was down there for that race. Started P2. I think you led 24 laps before a pit road incident kind of set you back, and then of course, that race was kind of crazy on the last lap. And I say the last lap, but I think there was like 4 or 5 last laps. So that was kind of a crazy race. But, the bottom line was those MDM cars are fast.
Yeah, that's an understatement right there, fast. But, yeah, I wish Daytona could win a little bit better for us at the end of the day. But, yeah, I mean, we qualified good. We missed the pole by like 0.001. And, I mean, we ran good in the race. Just a couple racing incidents got blocking up the road. And then got caught up in the big one, or I guess one of the big ones. And then Nashville made it kind of all disappear, I guess. So, I mean, we're starting out the year very strong, and that's a big part of the year right there is just getting our confidence early in the year.
What was it like running at Daytona? Describe that feeling.
Yeah, Daytona is pretty sweet. To be honest, you're not doing a whole lot in testing and practice, but all you got to focus on is just doing what you did the previous run, so you could tell what changes are affecting or making it better or not. But in the race, it's a whole other deal. You never realize how much you move around out there, how big the side draft is, just a ton of things. But yeah, Daytona was a lot of fun, and it's a crapshoot though. But I'm pumped for Talladega. Get another shot at it.
Well, yeah, you guys definitely was. I mean, you were basically the dominant car. You and Sheldon. I mean, you guys ran up front all day long. But that was a crazy race. I actually celebrated twice before I found out that the race really wasn't even over. So I didn't know that all these different series, I guess, have these different, whether you're going to finish under the green or if it's, Anyway, I was lost during the whole race, but you ran a great race. And then to go down to Nashville, and how cool is it to bring home a guitar for a trophy?
Yeah, I was for sure so pumped about that. That was what I was honestly most pumped about. I wanted that damn trophy since I first got to Nashville. Because I think my very first time, actually, it was a jukebox, I'm pretty sure, like a little mini jukebox. And I thought that was sweet. And then I went down there again for the 400. There's a guitar. I'm like, oh, that's badass. And then I kind of took a break from there, and I got it this year. So I'm waiting for my little hanger for the guitar. I ordered it on Amazon Prime, so it gets here tomorrow. And I'm pumped hanging that thing
No
up.
free plugs on this show.
Yeah, I started saying, if Amazon, if you're looking for a guitar, you just got plugged. So let me ask you a question. You get the guitar in Victory Circle. Did you have even a glimpse or even a thought of doing a Kyle Busch by smashing the guitar?
Yeah, I actually kind of like played a prank on like everyone that was taking pictures. Like I just caught them out of the blue. Like I swung it around my shoulder and stopped it right before I got to the ground. And their face, I mean, dude, their eyes were like bowling balls. But I don't think I could do that. Maybe if I was actually like Kyle Busch. I mean, he did that probably because he was about 7 of the damn things. So I don't think it really mattered to him.
Yeah, but still, that one that Kyle Busch did, that was a Sam Bass guitar, man. I thought poor Sam was going to have heart failure there. So that's not. I'm glad you didn't smash it. So one of the things that I do know is that you are hooked up, without a doubt, in my opinion, the stoutest. I'm going to call it a driver development team, which is what it is MDM Motorsports. I mean, both the ARCA, the K&N, and the Truck Series. Great people, great organization, great equipment, and now you're working with a very good friend of mine and Rainier Driver Development. You're working with Lauren Rainier. And what's that like?
Yeah, Lauren, this is pretty much my first year working with him. So it's been awesome so far. Actually, before I came here, what I was trying to get out in the beginning there, I was when we were talking about how hot it is, this was actually the first time I've pretty much been to GoPro and not wrapped up in jackets. So it was awesome. And I was talking to Lauren about how we need to go out there and get into shape with all the go-karts and whatnot. But yeah, Lauren is a really cool dude, and he definitely knows a lot about this sport.
He's got a kick butt shifter cart. You need to make him bring that thing out there and let you run that.
Yeah, he was just telling me about it actually. And I think next week I might break it out there.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. So, give us a little bit of an idea. What does the rest of your year going to be looking like? Like I said, I know that you're going to be running. It looks like the full-time ARCA season. Is that kind of what the plan is?
Yeah, we need 2 more races secured for this year, and that's the 2 dirt tracks. But those are at the end of the year, so I think we'll be able to find funding by then. But yeah, I mean, I want to go for the championship and hopefully have a lot more Nashvilles this year.
Have you ever raced dirt?
Yeah, I actually grew up on dirt.
Oh, wow, okay.
On the trophy truck side of things, like trophy cars, actually. Me and Sheldon, that's how I met Sheldon. I've known Sheldon a lot longer than people think. But yeah, and I kind of just stayed in that. I guess it's not dirt oval, but I mean, dirt's dirt to me. You get the same idea.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't know if you saw it or not, but both Sheldon and Zane petitioned ARCA to put jumps in both the back and the front straightaways
There you go.
at Springfield and DuQuoin. DuQuoin would be a cool place for a jump in the back straightaway because those cars would get up and haul down there.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty sweet. I mean, that would be bad news,
Yeah, that would be like an owner nightmare. They'd be like, "What is a jump? Oh my gosh!" So, is there any other plans? Anything else on the horizon for you over the next, say, 6 to 8 months? Looking maybe some truck deals or anything else coming up?
Nothing yet. We're just focused on this deal, one deal at a time. And our main goal is just to dominate this year and see where that kind of takes us a little bit. And just to really, because in my opinion, when you move up, you need to nail it your first shot. So if I move up, it's not the best image if you don't do that good. So you get one shot at it, and I'm going to make the most of that shot.
Yeah, good for you. Because you'll like I said, working with Lauren right now, I can promise you, I've been around him for like 25 years now. So when it's time, he'll know it and you'll know it. And I guarantee you the match there will be best possible equipment, best possible organization to run with, just like you are right now. We got an awesome crew chief in Marty Lindley.
Yeah, Marty has been a huge help. He's taught me a ton already, and we've already done. Oh, I guess we did 2 races last year, but and that was really smart of us doing that, so we weren't so new going to Daytona. So I also knew what I was having to work with this year, and believe me, I was super pumped to get this year started, and that was our first short track. So, like I said in the beginning, we're off to a really good start.
So Zane, what do you like to do when you're not in a race car?
Man, that's a tough one actually, because that's pretty much all I like doing. That's what I was talking about Lauren with, is next week going out to GoPro, and I want to get a new cart so I could on the off weekends go with my buddies out to like Atlanta or something, go do like go-kart race for 2 or something. But I guess out of a car, maybe like fishing or playing with my dog or something. I mean, I take my dog pretty much everywhere, so that doesn't really count. So I'd have to say fishing. But if we were back in California, there's so much more to do. There's not a whole lot to do out here other than race.
Other than race, yeah. I can understand that. So let's talk about, you've got some great sponsors. I was actually in Daytona. I got to meet the people from, is it La Paz Margarita Mix?
It's La Paz Margarita
La
Mix.
Paz Margarita
Yeah.
Mix. I met those people there. They were awesome, man. You want to talk about some cheerleaders, and they were definitely into Daytona. And then, but you want to talk a little bit about the 3 sponsors, the Margarita Mix, Icon Vehicle Dynamics, and Speed Vegas.
Yeah, all those people that have been behind me in my racing career have. I don't think I could have any better people behind me. I've had La Paz and Icon especially since I've been about 6 years old in go-karts, and they stuck with me ever since. And yeah, there's really great people. But yeah, it's La Paz Margarita Mix. People always ask me that question, but all the guys, I just got a text from today that a pallet full of some margarita mix is getting shipped to the shop. So I guarantee the guys back at MDL will be pumped.
Well, that's how you get them to pronounce it right. If I was there, it'd be like, okay, look, you don't get any of it unless you can pronounce it correctly. So let's back up just one quick minute. Talk to us real quick about when you got started racing and what your racing career has kind of taken you through. Did you come through like the quarter midgets? I know you've done some off-road racing, but what does that history of Zane Smith look like?
So I actually started out on BMX bikes when I was 3 years old, and I kind of stayed in that for a little bit, raced all around, and then I went over to trophy karts, into like the dirt side of things, and while I was kind of ending out my trophy kart little career, I went into like the go-kart side of things, not the dirt oval go-karts, the road course ones. So when I was doing that, I started to take that pretty serious, and we raced those all around. And I honestly wish I could go back to those days and enjoy it a little bit more. I think I might have taken it a little bit too serious and just worried about winning too much, I guess. And that's what I've kind of learned from those days, to where just don't worry about that; that'll come. And but anyways, back to going up the ladder. After the go-karts, I went into legend cars, and then from there on, kind of followed like the NASCAR kid little ladder, I guess you could say. I went from there to late models to, or did I just skip legend cars? Or no,
No, we talked a little bit about the legend car.
Yeah. So I went from legend cars to late models to super late models. Then I did a K&N race at New Smyrna, and then Bristol, and then ARCA now.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3-4 years? Let's say that sponsorship money wasn't a factor in this whole thing, which it is for everybody. But where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 4 years?
Damn, I mean, I guess I could say, I don't know, it's probably gonna take a little bit more time than that, but to be that, but to be at the top of the cup level. A lot of people want to make it a cup, but I don't think they make it themselves clear about that. Like myself, I want to get there and compete for wins, and hopefully one day a championship. Believe me, I can imagine how much it is to make it that level and go for those things. But I mean, I've made it up the ladder, and I'm just gonna keep letting it take me as far as it'll let me.
Yeah, well, you got to have goals. I mean, I tell people all the time, the best way to make sure you never reach your goals is you don't have any. So you got to be able to have them. You've surrounded yourself with great people, and I think that is extremely important in today's racing world, because it is a business too. It's not just about racing, but there's a business part of that. And I would commend you very highly about the people that you've surrounded yourself with. So
for sure. Yeah, I'd say being a part of the NASCAR Next Class has taught me more than I'd ever imagined about all those things. They did a really good job of teaching myself and the other 7 all about that. And it's been awesome.
yeah, that was going to be my next question for you, because I know there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes where they really work with the young drivers and really preparing you guys and giving you the things that you need to be able to make it to the top level.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if you want to make it to the top, you got to understand your sport. I mean, I think being a wheelman for really anyone can only take you so far. Then you're going to have to start to realize the other things, and you want to be, you don't want to be on the late side of that, I'd say. When you got to come down to crunch time, you want to be on the good end of the stick on that.
Yeah, well, for you young drivers that are watching out there today, listen to what he just said. There's there's a lot more to this than just being behind the wheel and having the talent behind the car. There's a lot of different factors that go in. And Tom, I don't know if you saw this the other day, but I actually saw an interview between Dale Jr. and Dale Jarrett, and they were actually talking about this topic that everybody's kind of struggling with right now, and that's why is NASCAR giving so much attention to these young drivers coming up. And number one, because these guys have so much talent. I mean, I've been around the sport for a long time. I don't think I've ever seen our sport have as much talent as there is in today, especially at the young level.
Yeah.
But the conversation back and forth with them was, why is NASCAR doing this? And really, Dale Jr. kind of looked at Dale Jarrett and said, look, Dale, do you remember when you drove the big brown truck? Every time you turn a commercial on, UPS was running commercials about the big brown truck. Dale's driving the big brown truck here, he's doing this here, and Junior had Budweiser doing all kinds of stuff for him. We don't see that today. We don't see the sponsors stepping out there and doing all of this additional media exposure like they used to, so it's up to the drivers to be able to kind of carry that themselves a little bit and to be involved with social media and being able to go out and connect with the fans. And that's such a big, important part of the industry today.
Well, I agree completely. And I mean, this is, the most popular thing to say, but I think there's an element of truth in it. The other reason why I think that exists a lot is because, a lot of the veteran drivers, it's just harder to get them to, do a lot of the sort of extracurricular stuff. Once you get to a certain level, it seems like, your life either gets too busy or you just don't have the same motivation that, someone like Zane would have, who's trying to come up to that level and is looking for, just about any kind of positive attention that he can get. So, I think a lot of the younger guys are very social media savvy. They're very willing to put themselves out there and to make themselves available. So I think we do have a tremendous crop of very promotable and marketable and personable young drivers coming into NASCAR. And there's a whole bunch more behind him in the regional touring series that a lot of people don't even know who they are yet. But I think you're right. This is about as deep of a group of young, talented drivers as we may have ever seen in the sport at one time.
Well, Zane, what do you think? I mean, you're out there, you're on the track with them. I mean, it doesn't, I don't care if you're running in K&N, you're running in ARCA, you're running in the late model series. I mean, there's talent everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure. But I think Tom just said it best. I mean, it's a lot more than people think. I mean, off the track, it's literally like work. Believe it or not. I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's good work, I guess, but it's definitely a lot better than what other people have to do for a living. But I'm definitely very fortunate to be able to do this, and it's what I want to do for my living. So it's not work when you love it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good talent out there. It's just who's going to be able to stand out the most is what I think is going to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. So up next for you, ARCA, I believe, Salem?
Yeah. We go to Salem next weekend. Pretty sure I leave Friday for that.
Yeah. Have you ever ran at Salem?
Yeah, I've ran there 3 times now. Last year at the end was actually my first race with Marty, and I think that place owes me one. I got past with about 4 to go, leading, and that was the win right there. So that I feel like should have been my first ARCA win.
Right.
But I guess I wanted to wait till Nashville.
Hey, well, you got one up on it when you go back, and anyway, I want to thank you for being with us tonight. I want to wish you all the best of luck. I'm sure, Tom, we can have him back on towards the end of the season, in the middle of the season. I'd be like, hey, I think we just have him on next week when he wins Salem. What do you think?
There you go.
Yeah, I for sure hope we're talking about a Salem win when I come back.
Now, if he doesn't win, it's your fault, Ron.
No, that's it. And I do think we should really petition for the jumps at the dirt tracks, because I think that would be like really cool. And I think I think it'd be a big plus up for him when you start talking about, Springfield and Du Quoin. So anyway, Zane, again, thank you so much for being with us. Tom, nice to have you back, buddy.
Good to be back. We'll look forward to doing some more shows with you as we get it into the heart of the season here.
All right. Well, everybody, again, thank you for tuning in to Raceface TV. There you had it, straight from the Nashville Music City 200 winner, the person who has possession of the guitar. We're going to make him maybe do an Instagram shot once he gets that thing hung up in his home or everything. He can kind of share that out, kind of show that guitar off a little bit. But again, Zane, thanks for being with us. Everybody, make sure you tune back in with us next week. And as we always end up our shows, make sure to go out and support local racing in your communities, because that's where all this young talent comes from. Again, everybody have a great evening, and we'll see you back here next week.